another through hiker, right? Long
Right.
trail?
Long trail.
So this is Nancy, and you were just saying that you retired recently.
I did at the end of August, and I'm hiking the trail. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I just recently lost my dad at the end of May, and it's kind of a tribute to him. But we used to like to do a lot of things in the woods, hike and fish and hunt, and so it's a time for me to reminisce about all the good times, and it's been awesome.
That's nice. Now you mentioned you started out with a partner for hiking.
I did. A childhood friend that our parents were friends before we were probably even in existence, so we knew each other a long time. But she got hurt probably about 40 miles in and had to come out. I also had my dog with me that I found was too much for her, so she came out at that time too. So I'm hiking alone and just meeting a bunch of nice people and having a good time right now.
So does the trail surprise you in any way?
Yeah, the burnt mountain, whatever that was called, definitely surprised me. I knew there'd probably be rougher sections than others, but not hand over hand Spider-Man type climbing. And you just deal with it, and I find you just kind of get mentally prepared for it. You do talk to the other people that kind of scare you a little bit, but then you kind of just go on and you get through it.
Yeah, we got psyched out on the Mansfield one because people kept saying how hard it was, and then when you get there, it's like, I don't know exactly what they were talking about because you're in your mind, it's so crazy.
I did have a few people say that to me. They said, "Boy, after doing Mansfield, and Camel's Hump was worse," they said, than Mansfield.
Yeah, I found that it was too. So we're gonna be doing the burnt mountain that you just did,
and so we're gonna be doing the Camel's Hump.
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think the biggest problem is the wetness of the rocks and the slipperiness.
Yeah, so today it's supposed to rain in the afternoon, so I think everybody's trying to get up and out. So is there, what's your best part about the trail?
The solitude, the hiking during the day, and then the camaraderie at night, meeting all the people from different places. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice. And you got to say the least favorite. What would you say the least favorite?
The slippery rocks. I can say that again.
All right. And so you're hiking alone. Is there any advice you would give anyone going alone?
Have some way to contact family or friends as to where you are on the trail, just in case something happens. I try to do that whenever there's service, which in the southern part sometimes would be a few days because you don't have any elevation to get a good signal. But I think that's real important because I know they were worried. Well, we're starting to be concerned, when it would go on day 3 without any contact. But I know some people have the GPS.
Yeah, the Garmin.
But my cell phone I bought a battery pack to go with it in case my charge. But my charge has been lasting for 5 days when I go on the airplane mode with the Gut Hook app is actually something that I swear by too.
Have you had to use it where you thought you'd been off trail?
A couple of times.
Yeah, we got turned around and up north somewhere, and we actually had to get the Garmin out because it's even more accurate than the...
Well, I noticed my little blue dot was getting further from the trail, and so I said, I get back on there. And it wasn't too far, within 50, 100 yards maybe, but yeah, it was helpful.
What kind of job did you retire from?
Well, I was a public school teacher for 38 years. That was my first retirement. And then I took a job with the state of Vermont as the driver training coordinator for all the CDL schools and the standard driver training schools. And that's what I just retired from this time, a stint of 5 years.
So congratulations, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the trail.
Thank you. Same to you.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Jerry Parker. I live in western North Carolina, Cullowhee, North Carolina to be exact. And I retired a year and a half ago on April Fool's Day.
Wow, what were you doing before that?
I was a pharmacist for 45 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I survived healthcare.
So what inspired you to get on the long trail?
I hadn't finished my... I hiked the Appalachian Trail in '79, which means I did 100 miles of the southern part. So that was kind of like a given or a cheating, I guess. And then my daughter, who thru-hiked with her husband in 2013, they decided to do it this spring, and so they just do the 173 miles, and then you'd have another long distance trail. So
There you
I
go.
thought that sounded neat, but I think I'll probably end up being about 53 miles short. Though I'll have to come back for another go round or whatever. I think probably.
Yeah, we had aspirations to finish the entire thing this year, but we were a little slow.
Yeah, so when you make pictures in 1979, in the old days, I carried about 6 pounds worth of camera equipment and made 3,000 slides.
Wow.
So my daughter, who's the graphic arts and computer person who lives in Colorado, who thru-hiked at 13, is supposed to get them together for the way we were video back in the 70s, so to speak. So
Nice.
she seems to have too many projects to get that done. So I don't know. I may have to just outsource it, have someone, like that. Someone.
When was the last time you dug out the slides and took a look?
Oh my goodness. When I presented the collection to her, about two years ago or so.
Yeah.
She's now the custodian of the slides.
So how many miles do you have on this trail right now?
So what is it from here from Route 4? Is it 90 miles or something like that? Whatever,
That's good.
something like that.
So what do you like the most about this trail?
What I like, the word verdant, green. I like the flora. In many trails, I met an Aussie who was hiking south, and he's just was not very crazy. Many people call it the Green Tunnel, I guess. They do the same thing with the Appalachian Trail. But just that I watch, and of course when you're going slowly up the hills, you look better. And then I take photographs, even though it's with the cell phone these days, just something to remind me of the scenes. And so mostly this has been a micro, or macro if you wish, photography part like through here, and also I took pictures of difficult spots. And
Yeah.
people going down the sides of the rocks with ropes, or climbing the ladders down, or whatever. So
How does your gear differ between now and when you were on the
Well,
Appalachian Trail?
yeah, this is a brand new pack. It weighs 4 pounds, I think, or something like that. So I bought a small one to force myself to carry less weight. But
Do you know about how much it weighs?
well, this might be probably, I don't know, 32, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I started out, I suspected Route 4 with much more food than I was going to need, and it probably weighed 40 or so. Just
Wow.
even though
That's a lot. What
that's
kind
a,
is-
yeah, so I got rid of some of it. These are patches that came from the 70s, and you won't see a Georgia to Maine. Everything else will say Maine to Georgia.
Oh,
So those are from the late 70s.
Dexter State Park, Blood Mountain,
And so
Life Ember.
beginning, end.
Nice. So if you had any advice to give anyone, since with all your experience, what would it be?
Stay with it. It's just a matter of wishing to persevere. There's a quote that I've had for a number of years. Let's see this. Those who turn back remember only the ordeal, but those who persevere remember the adventure.
All right.
That's it.
With that, we'll finish. Thank you.
Yep.